Now in prime time, from the Bay Area's local news station, you're watching KRON 4 News at 8.
In the face of 3 million plus acres burned so far in deadly California wildfires, today President Trump visits areas of the fire zone and disputes claims that climate change is a contributing factor.
Meantime, the president's comments on climate change in sharp contrast to statements by Governor Newsom fueling the debate in California and beyond.
28 days and counting, poor and unhealthy, bad air quality dominating the Northern California skies. The latest on what's expected for the rest of the week. Good evening, everybody. I'm Pam Moore.
And I'm Ken Wayne. Our top story tonight is the president's visit to California today and whether or not climate change is playing a central role in these historic fires. With smoke still in the air, the president got off Air Force One this morning to meet with state officials at McClellan Park, the old McClellan Air Force Base, to get an update on the historic fires that are burning in California.
Governor Newsom has been vocal about his opinion on how climate change is affecting the severity of the fires in recent years, while President Trump has focused more on fire management.
For more on their meeting today and the protests that gathered outside, we're joined by KRON 4's Sanaz Tahernia. Sanaz.
Ken and Pam, while the two constantly criticize each other, their interaction today wasn't what you might expect. Before his briefing with state emergency management leaders, President Trump reiterating to reporters his concerns with California's forest management.
I think this is more of a management situation. You know, if you look at other countries, you go to other countries in Europe, Austria and Finland and numerous countries, and I talk to the heads, they're forest nations, they're in forests, and they don't have problems like this.
In a roundtable discussion inside CAL FIRE's hangar, Governor Newsom thanked the president for the approval of 14 firefighting grants and the federal emergency declaration as fires scorch millions of acres across the state. Newsom acknowledged more work needs to be done with managing California wildlands, the majority of which is owned by the federal government. But in a respectful exchange, the governor maintained to the president that the fires are a result of a climate crisis.
Please respect, and I know you do, the difference of opinion out here as it relates to this fundamental issue on the issue of climate change.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
Jed, please.
While it was cordial inside, there were protesters outside. Take a look at this. You can see one of the protesters jumping onto a CHP car. The officer kept driving, knocking the protester onto the street. It's not clear how badly that person was hurt, but certainly a tense scene in Sacramento today. Meanwhile, campaigning in Delaware today, Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden called President Trump a climate arsonist.
If you give a climate arsonist 4 more years in the White House, why would anyone be surprised if we have more America ablaze? If you give a climate denier 4 more years in the White House, why would anyone be surprised when more of America is underwater?
And back in California, when pressed about climate change, again, Trump responded, quote, "It'll start getting cooler, just you watch." Kamala Harris will be in her state tomorrow, in her home state, to be briefed on the wildfires. Live in the newsroom, Sanaz Tahernia, KRON 4 News.
Sanaz, thank you. As that debate over climate change heats up with the president and Democratic nominee battling its merits, those affected by the latest fires are having their say.
KRON 4's Teresa Estacio joins us from Solano County tonight, where homes in Vacaville were destroyed during the fires that recently tore through that area. Teresa.
Here in Solano County, Teresa Estacio, back to you guys.
Teresa, thank you for that report. Thousands of firefighters continue to fight dozens of wildfires burning up and down the West Coast. At least 35 people have died from those fires. In California alone, more than 3 million acres have burned and more than 4,200 structures have been destroyed. Smoke from these fires has created the poor air quality all over the state that we've been talking about. The major wildfires burning in California right now include the August Complex Fire burning in Mendocino and Humboldt counties, the North Complex Fires burning in Butte County, the Creek Fire burning in Fresno County, and the El Dorado Fire burning in Riverside County tonight.
Here's a look at the latest numbers for the wildfires burning in the Bay Area. The LNU Complex Fires in the North Bay are at 97% containment. Those fires burned more than 363,000 acres. The SCU Complex Fires in the East Bay and South Bay now at 98% containment with close to 397,000 acres burned. Full containment of this complex fire is expected by Wednesday. Crews now have the CZU complex fires in San Mateo and Santa Cruz counties at 91% containment, with 86,000 acres burned, and the Woodward fire at Point Reyes National Seashore in Marin County is 95% contained. That fire has burned more than 4,900 acres.
Certainly every year when we see wildfires, we see more people coming in with more respiratory complaints.
The Bay Area Air Quality Management District is extending the Spare the Air alert through Wednesday and is today marking a new record of 28 consecutive days.
The region's previous record for consecutive Spare the Air alert days was 14. That was during the 2018 Camp Fire.
KRON 4's Michelle Kingston in San Jose with more on how this terrible air quality and smoke are affecting people in our area.
Michelle Kingston, KRON 4 News.
Let's take a live look outside tonight. Looking out over downtown San Francisco, you can still see the haze of smoke there, but you can see more lights today than we certainly were able to see last week.
Yeah, Pam, the last few nights we've been showing this picture, you couldn't see anything. It was just gray. Let's check in with our chief meteorologist, Lawrence Carno. That's some good news, Lawrence.
Very good observations by both of you guys. Yeah, certainly the air quality a little bit better around the Bay Area. Not great by any means, but a little less smoke in the atmosphere. Still very hazy.
Thank you, Lawrence. Our news continues with reopening the Bay Area. Coming up, what businesses were allowed to reopen today indoors and what businesses are expected to reopen in other counties in the coming days.
How might California prevent massive wildfires in the future? At 8:45, we will hear from our political analysts about President Trump's approach versus Governor Newsom's approach.
We're keeping an eye on Hurricane Sally. These are the latest radar images. We're going to take a look at the conditions in Florida in just a few minutes at 8:30. Stay with us.